before I go ahead and get started with this anime of review, I want to personally just want to say this. These are just my opinions. I don't want people to come after me and say like, "What are you talking about?" I mean, like, I thought you liked this series and stuff like that, and basically, and technically, to be honest with you, I haven't seen My Hero Academia in such a long time, and I have not. This is the first episode of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And like I said before, these are just going to be my opinions. So I don't want people to get really upset because from what I see and based from an anime and also as well too. I never read the manga or anything like that. I'm not interested in the manga really all that much. But I think generally, some people will probably say you need to get into the manga, and that's what some people will probably say. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see and stuff like that. So I'm here to give you guys the first episode review of basically My Hero Academia Vigilantes. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I do believe that this is a side story to My Hero Academia. This is basically more different than we used to see. Basically, when Izuku was basically around. Now, one thing I definitely want to say here also as well too is that if you look very closely basically into the anime, I can't remember what the time step or anything like that, but basically that you see Izuku's mom is also in this anime also as well too. And I wasn't actually so sure if that really was her or not, or maybe that she really wasn't or anything like that. But I do believe these events pretty much are just happened way before then when Izuku popped up in the era of not this era but Koichi's era, I would say, before Izuku and stuff like that. I mean, I could be right, I could be wrong, I don't know. So I just really don't know. One person I want to say here is that the first episode was good. I really enjoyed it. I really actually definitely think it's something to watch and stuff like that. And one thing I really want to say here is that Knuckle Duster, I think that's his name, Knuckle Duster or something like that. I don't know what his court really actually is. I have no idea. I don't know what he does or anything like that. Maybe I didn't see really what he does and stuff like that. He just looked like some kind of old guy based from the streets and stuff like that. You know, like brass knuckles. He wears some kind of like some kind of bandana over his head. And one thing I definitely do want to say here is that I think this will shock a lot of people, because if you pay attention to the way that he talks and stuff like that, and the way the style that he has, he kind of reminds me a lot of like Wolverine. Wolverine is far much more different than Dust Knuckles, whatever you want to call him. And the reason why I'm basically saying that because they both have the similar different attitudes and stuff like that. Because usually Wolverine is basically this kind of guy. He doesn't want to be around. Basically like saving like the whole entire world. I remember during the animation where he moved somewhere else, where he wants to be at peace and stuff like that, and he doesn't want to do all this hero work and stuff like that. And stuff like that. It's basically X-Men and stuff like that. And basically that. I mean, Wolverine is a completely different person. I wouldn't label him as a hero, but I will label him basically as a different person of who he really actually is and who he defines of who he really actually is. Now, when it comes to Knuckle Duster, basically with him. I mean, the guy is just pretty much just saying almost to Wolverine. I mean, the guy likes to drink beer. He really does. He smokes a cigarette. That's just kind of like I said for like with Wolverine. Based on the other hand, just based on what he does and stuff like that. Because you can just see like the knuckles that he has, like the Wolverine claws that he has, and basically stuff. And one thing I definitely want to say here is basically that like I said before, Wolverine has a different personality than pretty much everyone that would like based off his character that basically actually is. I mean, could Wolverine take on the whole entire world? He could if he wanted to. I mean, he could if he wanted to. I mean, that's what it kind of basically feels to me. I mean, like he's so different than basically just different from others, just from what I see for basically, just basically for what I see. But when it comes to basically with Knuckle Duster, it's just that he's just a completely different guy, and that's all he really actually is. But he likes to call the shots because basically it means is that he wants to do, I guess you would say he wants to do things on his own, but not necessarily all of the time, but I think there has to be a trust issue based of that. Now, when it comes to vigilantes are just basically like they're kind of like half hero or half villain. I guess that's how you would see basically of that. That's also kind of reminding me of the fact like of Batman. Batman is considered as a vigilante. Now, some people would disagree with that. But I really don't think that Batman's not really basic kind of that figure to be as a vigilante. But even though some people will probably would want to know like who he really actually is and stuff like that, because we all know who he really actually is. That's all we really definitely know. He's Batman, and he's basically just this multi-millionaire guy, owns a lot of money and stuff like that, and he has what he wants and stuff like that. I mean, he doesn't do it for the money, he doesn't do it for the glory, he does it because he wants to defend the city. Now, that basically when it comes to heroes, basically when it comes to heroes, sometimes heroes don't really do it for themselves, but they do it just for the justice for the people. And just like All Might is just pretty much is a great example that he likes to help people. That's something what he really actually loves to do. That's basically what he likes. People really like him because of the certain of the things that he likes and stuff, and basically, Now, one thing I definitely want to talk about is Koichi. I want to say something basically about that. Koichi is just a young kid. He's young. He's naive. He doesn't even know anything about just basically being a hero or anything like that. It's kind of like a copy version of My Hero Academia of Isekai. But I think Koichi is a lot more different than Isekai, because the reason why I say that because the Koichi can. I mean, I guess you probably would say, yeah, he probably can fight. But with the ability that he has, he can skid across the ground. That's all he could do. That's kind of like riding a sled on ice. That's what it basically feels to me. I know that it's not the best court that he has, but I feel that court that could pretty much can help him out in other different escapes that he really can't. But the question is, can he really fight? Nobody doesn't know about that or anything like that. But seeing Eraserhead at the end of the episode really shocked me by surprise. It really actually did. But there's not really much really basically to talk about. But one other thing I definitely want to talk about is basically the idol girl. I think she's called Pop Step Idol Girl or something like that. I don't know what's her what kind of court she has. Or maybe I'm just not really seeing it or anything like that. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know if she's going to be very useful, basically, with these guys, or maybe not. I don't know. That's basically what it feels to me. But I mean, I could be wrong, or I mean, I could be right. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, anyways, those are just my opinions. But I'm sorry to exaggerate a little bit, basically in this review. Basically that's all. That's basically all I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get to see what's going on. That's all, for that. So yeah, but yeah, anyways, that's it for this anime review. Tell me what you guys see. You guys like this episode? You guys don't like it? You guys think it was good? You guys think it was bad? I love hearing what you guys have to say. Anyways, this is Unnoise. I'll see you guys later. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. And please leave a comment down below. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember you. I love you guys. Please be safe. And remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care. Bye.